Don't friend me. I don't want to be your fucking friend. I'd rather die.
That's not where I started. That was a good line to open with. The guy beat him and friended him. He's like, don't friend me. I don't want to be your friend. When I started watching the VOD, I started somewhere around here, clicked onto it, and he was just like, I hate this game. I hate this fucking game. I'm uninstalling this game. I was like, oh, okay. He was going through it basically because he's struggling to execute his motions, and he was complaining about using classic controls. You know, he's just stressed, right? He doesn't know how to control the character yet. He doesn't know the input system well enough yet. Is he on leverless or stick? He complains about his lever. Why does Lud have a stick? He's probably borrowing Slime stick, and Slime plays Tekken. I don't understand why he's not playing leverless. First of all, he should be playing modern. Second of all, if he's gonna play classic, he needs to be playing on a leverless. I feel like he does play keyboard mouse. He will not play modern. I feel like every player that I coached in Stage Jam Slam, I was like, play modern Honda, play modern Honda. And finally, I got a Honda player, but they go classic. It's interesting because I think Ludwig's actually generally a really good gamer. And so I think games like fighting games really like break that. I mean, he plays melee, right? But it doesn't translate immediately to like the whole sphere of fighting games like that. I do feel like for a lot of people who are generally decent gamers, picking up fighting games is what breaks your ego harder than most other games. It hurts. For me, that's actually why I stuck with Street Fighter, because I felt I was a good gamer. When I picked up Street Fighter 4, I couldn't beat the first opponent on arcade mode on very easy. And then I was like, fuck this, I threw the game on the shelf, and I went back to playing like Dead Rising and Gears of War, like my other Christmas games that I got for sale at Best Buy at that year, right? And eventually I was like, oh, I can't let this game beat me. And I went back and I tried to figure it out, and I slowly got hooked. And it was because I was so ass at the game that I didn't want the game to beat me. I think you kind of have one or two routes that you go. Like the majority of people would say, fuck this and move on. But for me, it's like, I can't be ass at this, right? I think fighting games bring that out of people. And you know, the other one I think about it is chess. I think chess brings that out of people as well too. But at least chess, I think, is a lot more straightforward. It's not a real-time execution test. Like, you know that you could be studying and doing more for chess. With fighting games, there's a lot of ambiguity and this disconnect with your controls, and you just feel like you're not connected with your character. And so there's a real tough, weird filter that exists in the beginning between you and your connection with the flow of the game that you have to get through. That is very frustrating. But yeah, you know, chess, like that Dr. Lupo situation, I thought that was so interesting. Normally I don't get into like streamer drama or anything like that. Dr. Lupo like cheating in some kind of charity tournament or something for a chess match, and he beat a better player, and then he tried to like say that he didn't cheat, and then eventually admitted he did. I feel like that's such an interesting case study in how chess is one of those games that breaks your ego like that. I mean, I don't know him personally. I would assume he usually wouldn't be a person that would want to cheat, but chess is an interesting case because it's the game that's the easiest to start cheating with, because all you have to do is look at the engine for the moves. There's no barrier to entry to cheat in chess at all, but it's also the hardest game to get away with cheating at. It's so easy to cheat at chess. It's instantaneous. You can instantly start playing chess and cheat to win instantly. However, you will not get away with it. If you're a beginner, you will not get away with it. And so I think about it, I'm like, man, if Street Fighter was like that, Street Fighter to cheat, you have to at least go and mod your game. You have to search out on, you know, forums and things of that nature. You have to make a lot of conscious decisions to get to the point where you're cheating in a game like Street Fighter, to get like those auto parry mods and auto DI mods. But for chess, literally your training resources is the engine that tells you how to play. Like, imagine if you left training mode open while you played and it played the game for you. I feel like so many people would cheat. So it's interesting how chess has that. And I think chess also strikes a similar nerve as fighting games do. Like, you're so used to being good at games, and then you pick up chess and you feel stupid, and it really hits your ego. Like, oh, I'm supposed to be an intelligent, good gamer. I'm generally intelligent. People look up to me in other realms of this sort of related sphere. I can't allow myself to be this bad at chess. And I think fighting games also hit that nerve. I'm generally perceived as being somewhat knowledgeable. You know, maybe I'm not a genius, but people don't think I'm dumb. I'm generally a good video game player. Then you come over to fighting games and you're fucking ass. Embarrassingly bad. And I think that really hits hard for a lot of people, right? Like, I went through that before streaming was a thing, in my bedroom, alone against the level 1 CPU. right? I felt that one alone, like in high school playing against Zangief in arcade mode on very easy in Street Fighter 4. So I think it's a really tough experience for people. Ludwig, he mentioned here, it's like it's embarrassing being an iron. Like I genuinely think he feels that to a degree, because I get it. Yeah, it's kind of embarrassing, right? But I think a couple genres of games really pull the rug underneath you in that way. I think chess, fighting games. There's few other games where it's 1v1, you get picked apart so quickly. I feel like not every other, but many other genres, there's a lot of fluff in between you getting picked apart, at least. And even if you get destroyed, there's a little bit of a barrier where it doesn't feel as directly impactful to your ego. Like if you're playing a shooter game, especially if it's a team game, there's a couple barriers right there. If you play like a strategy game, an RTS game, it takes longer. You know, like there's a few things where it just like slows down ego bruising a little bit. It buffers it a little bit. Even if you get destroyed, there's a little bit of a buffer. Where fighting games in chess, it's like instantly. You can get checkmated in 2-3 moves. In chess, fighting games, you're instantly getting your ass beat, and it's instantly frustrating. It's always interesting to see these events go on like this. Yeah, he was having a bad time. He was fucking pissed. Yeah, he loses to the Honda in the mirror, and the Honda sends him a friend request.